Hey, buddy, what you got there?
Well, it's another Christmas present from our mystery stalker, another clue revealing what Christmas horror movie you're supposed to be watching.
Looks tiny.
You're tiny.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, it's a broken Christmas ornament.
Well, that's kind of generic. Every holiday horror movie has one of those.
Oh, thanks, Bibbs. That's real helpful.
Who's your holiday helper?
Ow! All that blood.
You're gonna need some stitches, dude.
That's a good one. Ow! Elves! Welcome back to the 12 Days of Killmas. I'm Ryan Turek, the managing editor of SHOCKTILLYOUDROP.com.
My name is William Bibbiani. I'm the film channel editor at CraveOnline, and everyone calls me Bibbs.
You just killed yourself some elves.
We just killed ourselves some elf bitches because today we are reviewing a seriously fucked up movie called Elves. Oh my God. Three nubile young teenagers have gathered in the woods to bring forth the anti-Christmas. Surprise! It actually works! Soon, the world's most put-upon teenager, played by Julie Austin, is teaming up with an alcoholic department store Santa, played by Dan Grizzly Adams Haggerty, to stop an evil conspiracy involving incest, Nazis, and, despite the misleading title, only one fucking elf. Elves! This movie is nuts. This movie is crazy. This movie is stupid. This movie is badly acted. This movie has terrible visual effects. This movie has the craziest, most nonsensical, bizarre, perverse, twisted subplot you could possibly imagine. And in case you haven't noticed, I fucking love it.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
This movie is great. This movie is so much fun.
Well,
it's bad in all the right ways.
Let's slow your roll for a minute there. The Elves starts really great, but it starts to lose its momentum about 2/3 of the way through, I think. It starts to really.
When the fit hits the shan, my friend.
No. I think the first half is so much better than the second half. It starts to lose its momentum. It starts to get a little tedious. It starts to get a little too full of its.
That's like saying like a Milky Way isn't as good as the Three Musketeers. All right, you miss the caramel, but it's still candy.
No. But I do like that everybody walks through this movie. Except for the grandfather, everybody kind of walks through this movie like they're asleep.
They're half interested.
They're kind of half interested. Dan Haggerty's just like chain smoking his entire way through this film, might I add. Just kind of like.
There's a scene where he's like sitting in a cafe, and I think he's got an entire carton of.
He's got an entire carton just sitting. He's just like.
He's gonna. That's his plan for the day.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
Oh my God!
I love this.
This movie's nuts. The characters are
nuts.
insane.
The plot goes in the most bizarre, twisted, disgusting,
Christ.
and then once it goes in the creepiest directions possible, everyone's so blasé about it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite lines, and this is a spoiler, but it's a small one. It's like, "Is everything gonna be okay?" "No, Willie. Grandpa's a Nazi."
Yeah. What the hell?
Just at this point, I'm not even phased, and it's got a lot of wonderful 80s-isms.
Yeah.
So there are these three young teenage girls, and they're all very attractive for the 80s. I think they're still attractive, but some people go, "Oh, 80s hair." No, fuck you. 80s hair is awesome. In any case, they're all getting ready to sexify themselves and have some guys over in this department store for sexy times, right? And the two girls are wearing the most 80s, like, dated clothes imaginable. And one girl shows up wearing this really sexy, like, classic, like, still sexy lingerie. And the girls are like, "Oh, don't wear that. You look stupid." And I'm like, she's the one we'd actually like to have sex with. This movie... Okay, and I realize that's tawdry and gross and not very Christmassy, but neither is Elves.
Well, let's talk about the elf himself.
Oh, yes.
He is...
The elf himself, by the way, sounds like a chapter of a book. We're going to write about.
He is absolutely terrible. Like, don't go in expecting special effects wizardry by any means.
It looks terrible.
It is terrible, but there's also something very eerie and creepy because he has one fixed face, which is this. That's it. He just walks around with his mouth constantly open, and I'm sure you guys are gonna have a fun time freeze framing that. But he is
Turn that
absolutely
into a GIF. Please,
please don't. He is terrible. The elf himself is terrible. The mom is awful. She's such a crazy bitch.
You can't help but listen. No matter how bad the acting is, no matter how stupid the plot is, you can't help but feel for the heroine of this movie because her mom is the most evil bitch, like this side of a Dickens novel. When I say she's the most put upon like girl in the world, She is. You feel really, really.
Yeah.
She seems nice enough.
Yeah.
A little bland, maybe, but she doesn't deserve this shit.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing with this movie. No matter how bad it is, it's endearing. Like I didn't dislike. I do. It's like I either feel for the characters or I feel for the actors for having to be in this movie.
No.
This movie is the right kind of bad movie, and so. You know, you gave like a kind review, but lowered your star rating for Don't Open Till Christmas because you thought it was a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
All right. For me, I'm going to do the exact opposite. I'm going to admit that this is probably at best a half claw movie. I'm giving it 3 claws. I had a blast with this flick. I love this flick.
All right, well, I'm going to give this one probably a half a claws because this is one of those kind of one-off things. You can't watch it by yourself. It doesn't have the same effect as watching it with a crowd. You really need to see it with an audience.
You need people to go, oh man, did you just see that?
Yeah, and it's kind of like one of those, that's the only repeat value this has, is if you're with a crowd. So don't watch it by yourself. Watch it with a bunch of people. Watch it with your brother. Watch it with your sister. Wink.
Elf you. Hey everybody, we're going to be coming back tomorrow with more.
That's how we're ending that one?
Killmas.
With my weirdness?
Yes! That's on you, motherfucker. We're going to be back tomorrow for more 12 Days of Killmas, more gifts, more mysterious stalkers, more Christmas horror.
No elves.
More Bibbs and Ryan, no more elves.
He killed it.
I killed it. Go elf yourself.